So today we're basically going to learn to draw a face, and I'm going to show you this method where you trace. Now, tracing is not bad, especially if you want to speed up and learn exactly how to do something. Even if I don't understand how to draw an animal, I'll grab its muscle anatomy or skeleton and I'll trace over it about 6 to 7 to 8 times, and you'll be surprised how much that helps you. So, number one most important thing is definitely getting reference. So I've got my skull right here, and it's a pretty good skull. I'm going to drag it over to my main campus. I said campus. Canvas. And I'm going to lower the opacity to, well, it doesn't matter when, just as long as you can see and trace. So I'm going to grab a color. I'm going to choose, I like doing it in color because I've inked so many times that I've practically kind of got bored with black as being my automatic color. So I switch. But as you can see, we have the orbit right here for the eyes, eye sockets. And we're going to start tracing. So already I'm learning that there's a curve on the nose and it goes up into a cavity. And then when you keep doing that over and over again, see how I just keep tracing and going back again? You start learning. So if I were to try to draw it myself, I understand that there's a curve here that goes back down and then comes back up into a cavity. So that's already learning. You can basically see that it will start to stick with you. So now I see on top of the nose, where the inner arc is, where the cavity is, you have a little bit of a space. Looks like a plate running along. Then it goes up into the eye. Then you have this whole entire socket. So just like I did the nose, you would continuously, from start to finish, draw the whole entire thing. And trust me, it's not a cheating thing. You're just here to learn. So another eye socket, and then you start going into the roof of the mouth. You can see it comes out more, and teeth, right? So basically this whole entire tracing thing, you would just continuously do it over and over again until you finally can do it without needing to trace. That's the whole entire point. So another way is kind of simplifying the skull, right? Not everybody wants to trace, so you'll do something like simplifying. So whether it's like an oval, I'm taking the back of the skull and the front of the skull and creating an oval. Then I make a kind of a shape, and another shape, and if I had to say football, kind of like a football-esque type of shape. So I would remember that, and then I would put a square or kind of a cube here. See what I mean? So now I can just mimic that. I know I made a football-ish. It's more of a melon, a watermelon, actually, if I had to guess. And then I knew to make a square. See how this can kind of help you out in the long run? So we're going to get rid of that. And we're going to try again. This time, without making it so primal, we would kind of put more detail. So let's see. I would make a circle here, right, as the main point of this whole entire space. Make it go down with one guideline, another guideline for the orbit, I keep calling it the orbit, for the socket, and then put a circle here, because it is here that I understand that this is where the eyes will always rest. See how we're getting a little more complicated? And the more that you just keep on repeating this, basically you're just breaking down the whole entire image that you got a reference off of until you're able to do it yourself. So we've got a triangle for the nose, and we understand that right by the nose and the eye, we've got a triangle coming out, because that's for the cheekbone. So we would mimic that here for another cheekbone, it's another triangle. See how we're breaking this down? So for the mouth, I would use rectangles. See the teeth, got your upper jaw, you got your jaw right here. Start making another square. Maybe make this a giant Tetris L block. And then a bigger square over here. And that's how you create your guideline. So that's if you want to be more complicated. You know, it can kind of help out. So now I'm going to try to use what I learned. It won't be perfect, but I will finally kind of understand a little better what to do. So now I'm going to create this guideline. I remember going horizontal. I don't draw skulls a lot. So I remember that over here was the eye socket. It always rests on the guideline. There was a triangle here for the nose. See how it's starting to come back to me? There was a triangle for the nose. There was a triangle for the cheekbone. There was a triangle for the other cheekbone. Then I remember making a rectangle. See, I'm used to using reference. A rectangle, another rectangle for the upper teeth, a bottom rectangle for the bottom teeth, and another rectangle for the jaw. Then the jaw all the way into the head was like an L Tetris shape. And then everything else was like a Rasta man's hat going to the back. So now I'm going to take this image and put it next to the other image to see what I did right and if I went wrong. So let's see. All right, this is the most important and crucial part. You have to look at your image and see if it lines up well and if you went wrong. So this isn't horrible. I would keep this myself as my own character, but I can say from anatomy point, his sockets are too small if you pay attention. So now I know next time that I do this to make his sockets bigger. Now we're really learning from this. His forehead, right? Way bigger. Mine's is small. I basically Prince of Egypt it. I like that style, but I'm trying to shoot for accurate. Then, you know, the circle has to hit between the cheek and the opening of the bottom jaw, so I didn't do that. You know, it's just learning, you know, it's learning. I don't think I did too bad on the jaw, but, you know, it's just, let's see, 1, 2, 3, eye sockets, 1, 2, okay, not that bad. So that's basically how you break down a reference. In the next video, I will be showing muscles on top of the skull. Yeah, muscles on top of the skull. I'm definitely going with that one. But stay tuned for the next one. And also, if you have any other things that you want me to draw or break down reference and show how I draw them, tell me. Whether it's tiger or elephant, it's going to be a whole long series of breaking down references and learning to draw from them. So don't be afraid to comment.